would like to perform a gossip check. Master Dwarf, but wait, what do you mean they're superstitious? I mean, I'm sure that a man as reasonable as you does not believe in such a nonsense, but some troubling news and rumors have been heard during our travel from the elderly lady that accompanied us, and I'm just concerned. Here comes the gossip check. Any modifier?
No, just roll it.
Yeah, he doesn't like to gossip. Well, the awkward silence. The awkward silence is.
Well, it's because I'm
Don't
comparing.
drag me, Sotek.
Because I'm
Can
looking
I
at
use
checks.
my intuition check to.
Hold up. Let me finish. Let me play this out first. So, Thulgrim will look at you, Susan, and he scowls, and he says, "Don't know what that manling was thinking, bringing Elgi into even as ramshot a camp as this. Damn Wassocks." And he does not seem to answer your question.
Could I do an intuition check to see if I think that the stones are worth that much, or if we're being under.
That would not be intuition. Are you talking about if the amount you're working for is appropriate for the work being done?
Yes.
That there's no check for that. That's just your personal opinion.
Okay. I'd like to speak to the dwarf again and say, I would gladly help you, Master Dwarf. Your word is iron.
He nods and says, "Well, at least there's one respectable person in this camp now."
That's outrageous.
Turn to the rest of the party and say, do y'all have any objections?
I have an objection about being disrespected this way.
Thulgrim just walks away from y'all at this point.
That's just how we talk.
Okay, you and I are going to have a conversation later in a tent.
Haha, somebody's fucked.
And that's not going to be what you think, darling.
And not the good kind of fucked.
All right, so is there any other characters emerging from the camp, or are we kind of set on getting the stones?
Is there anyone y'all want to go find or anything?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I would like to speak to that chick.
I want to talk to one of the Strigoni about.
Strigoni. Comes in a box.
The pepperonis.
All you gotta do is boil it for 10 minutes, and you got a good pasta. All right.
Best dish.
Yeah, you can talk to one of the Strigoni.
Approaching one of the Strigoni. Orlovis. I'm trying to think of how I want to.
I'm eavesdropping.
Okay, what do you want to ask him?
Just what is it with these stones that makes them so special to you?
Roll a gossip check, elf, and take a -20.
Hey, Sotek, what do the locks look like over here on this this pen?
Better than you can break.
What about what I can break?
Ulrivus, make sure to, or Professor Poe, make sure to change it your as in the bottom right so that it rolls as you and not as Professor Poe. But in any event, the Strigoni will both, the two of them standing there will both kind of give you some pretty serious side eye, before muttering to themselves about useless fish food and returning to their work.
Before the other elf can say anything else that would embarrass our party, I step in and join the conversation and tell them about what was her name? Vadoma?
Vadoma, yeah.
Yeah, what Vadoma mentioned, and I also I also do not forget to say that I played the major part in saving her. So here comes my gossip check because I'm really curious.
Okay, what are you wanting them to tell you before you roll it?
What's about those superstitions on the stones?
Okay.
Any modifier should put?
No. Well, you get -10 because you're tired.
I just returned
Hey,
here
just
knowing all my...
just remember, a fail doesn't necessarily mean a fail. It just means that's how many degrees. It's not a straight yes no system. There are other things going on. One of them, who was not with y'all yesterday, clearly is not interested in speaking with you, and gets kind of an irritated look that he continues to be bothered. But the other one was with y'all on the boat yesterday, and he turns and he says, "Well, it's not good luck to talk about it. In fact, it's quite bad luck to speak about it. But Madame Vadoma she's a little not all there. Of course, there are rumors of curses. It's not that we're superstitious. We're just cautious. We don't want to encourage anything to be upset with us that might otherwise not need be. It's just good sense."
Oh, well, I see. I understand. Well, let's speak of that no more then, I say, dragging the far too tall elf away before he can ruin the situation.
You mean the elf that's the appropriate height?
I'm actually tall.
You're in trouble,
I'm 6'8".
Sir Dungeon Master.
I'm immortal. You can't harm me.
What are you? How tall are you? Aren't you like 4 foot or something?
She's the same height as a dwarf, basically.
I think she's like 5'1". Any event, if any of y'all want to try to do anything else, now's your time. If not, just move your character over to this part of the camp when you're ready to leave, so I'll know. I'll just keep pinging it.
I would like to approach the fancy tent and see if the bitch is up.
You can knock on the door.
Let's knock on the door.
All right, you do, and you hear groaning coming from inside, and you can tell that someone is not pleased at the disturbance.
Fine. I guess I'll just walk away then. Sometime later.
Okay.
I will wait at the door for somebody to answer.
Okay. Time passes. What are you two goofballs doing down here?
Oh, just checking out this pen. Just checking out this pen, you know. Just looking around. Making sure the structure's alright, you know, don't want the horses getting out or anything.
It seems to be the one structure in here that seems relatively well enough designed, but the horses are fine with your presence, Milan, but as the halfling continues to get close, the horses grow increasingly nervous at this little freak of nature getting too close to them.
How much you think these horses weigh, Milan? I mean, we could probably make a pretty good horse roast, you know, like a palomino stew.
Just calm down there, buddy. They're companions as
Beautiful city, beautiful in me belly.
well. No wonder they don't like you.
At that, I try to slap his back and like kind of walk away from the gesture, but it really ends up like hitting him with the lower part of his back, right above his butt, and it's kind of an awkward sensation. I kind of walk away.
See,
He kinda likes it.
Milan,
He turns around, he's like, oh.
Milan, based on the rumors you've heard about halflings, that gesture could have meant any number of disturbing things.
And then a shiver goes down his spine as he sees the halfling waddling away.
Are there halfling Slaneshi cultists? Is that a thing?
No, but not for lack of trying.
The demon of chicken.
I think if it weren't for the fact that halflings are resistant to chaos, there would definitely be some Slanesh halflings.
Yeah, I'm not surprised they're resistant.
Does anyone else have anything to do in camp, or should we get a move on?
Oh, look at you! Suddenly, as you...
All right, let's go! Okay,
Hello?
so you all walk out one of the gates out of the camp, and you head up a hill up to the ogham stones. But let me put all of you next to each other. That way I can copy pasta. There you are. Whoops. Not that group. All right, y'all are up in the top left. So you find the ogham stones. You can tell that these were put here a very long time ago. There are 6 main smaller stones surrounding one very large stone in the center. All of the smaller stones look like they were made of large chunks of Gray Mountain granite, and they are black in color. They're all about 4 feet high, and each of them is covered in a very thick, ancient growth of shaggy lichen and other pieces of greenery and plant life. The center stone is huge, though. It's about 9 feet tall, and it looks to be a hexagonal column that was carved from some sort of dark brown material. There is no algae at all on the center stone. There's no beetles or ants crawling across it. There's nothing. It's just this ominous obelisk standing in the center. And even from here, as you're approaching it, you can tell that it used to probably have a lot of intricate designs on it, because you can see a couple of vague swirling patterns. However, as you get close, you can tell that someone presumably a very long time ago worked very, very hard with a chisel to break and smooth away all of the interesting features on the obelisk, so that all that remains are a couple of swirly designs, but nothing beyond that.
Can I perform a perception roll? Because I would like to see if there is anything out of ordinary that eluded us at the first glance.
Yeah, also, as a quick aside, you notice that the ground around the stone seems very loose, and as if there's nothing natural holding it together. So there doesn't seem to be any, like, minerals or roots or anything that's, like, that you would expect that keeps the ground hard packed. And in addition to that, the mist here is super heavy. It doesn't touch any of the stones, but outside of the stones, it is like you can't even see the ground for the most part. It's so thick. You feel like you're walking in clouds.
Got it.
So my modifier is?
You're rolling a perception check?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll it. No modifier.
And
you don't perceive anything beyond what I've already told you. It's too foggy to make out any notable details, and everything's been scratched off the obelisk anyway.
Is there any magic flowing through the stone?
Roll an intuition check.
I would like to yell.
You do
"Where's
not.
the cursed halfling?"
You do not detect any magic.
Oh, there's some around here somewhere.
I just kind of coyly sneak up behind.
Oh, I need to roll a quick thing real quick. Hold on. Where's 6? That's... Feel free to role play among yourselves. And so for your job, you're supposed to take all of these things down.
Play amongst myself.
what
Or-
things? What are we supposed to do?
Orlovus stands and stares at the stone, quite interested in it, as he knows that it is taboo. Since it's taboo, and he says, do not approach that, as the ground around it seems a little disturbed. I can't quite tell if there's any magic to this object. It's just quite fascinating.
That's stupid.
I will say,
Goji has
superstition
success.
is for the weak, and I'll hit the obelisk with my hand weapon.
Okay.
And you just unleashed the demon prince of Nurgle upon
Yeah.
us.
A gray unclean one spawns. He kills you all.
Well, what happens?
So I just want to make sure I'm on the same page here. You're gonna walk up to a mysterious giant obelisk stone and whack it with your axe.
I'm gonna say I first say superstition is for the weak, and then I'm gonna hit the hammer, hit it with the side of my axe head.
I'm trying
like,
to stop him. He has to roll something. I'm trying to stop him. I'm screeching. Don't you dare!
I'll slap it with like the flat side. I'm not gonna like brutally beat it. It's just like a
I don't care.
love tap.
Touch it. Make him roll like something.
Roll. Are you desperately trying to stop him?
Yes, I'm screeching with all my might, and he knows that it means.
Okay. So roll a. How do you want to try and stop him? I guess like, are you trying to grab his arm? Are you trying to trip him? Are you trying to take his
I'm
axe?
grabbing his arm, and I yell, "I swear to God, if you touch that thing, I will never touch you again."
Oh boy, serious threats. Okay. Well, Turn, if that doesn't stop you, Turn, roll a strength check. Anna, roll. You can either choose agility or dexterity.
Let's do dexterity.
Okay.
So I just roll strength now.
Yeah. So she's gonna try and rip the axe out of your hands, or otherwise stop you, and you're just gonna try and brute force your way into hitting it. Unless her plea for you to stop stops you.
Yeah, not wanting to obviously muscle and potentially hurt my wife, I will stop.
You will cease. Okay, don't roll then. All right. So the he ceases at your exclamation and your clear distress.
Orvis has the most shocked look on his face, and quickly switches to anger as he approaches the dwarf.
Where did you go, Gojira?
He's looking for horses in the woods. Leave him alone.
Yes.
The horse whisperer.
Come here, horsey.
Pop the horses.
Like, did you delete your model on accident? Where the hell are you?
I've not been on the page. I've just been listening, and then I come back and I'm gone.
No, you were standing there.
Yeah, you were definitely standing there. I don't know what
I
happened
saw
to
you
you.
next to the halfling sausage and the elf.
There I am again. Except that, oh god.
All right. Well, no,
Now he's huge.
I fixed it. Okay, there you go.
Your new god.
Dwarf, are you insane?
We were asked by this Dragoni to take it down.
You can't just rush these things.
Well, to be fair, the bosses asked you to take it down. The Stragani won't go anywhere near it.
Are you going to break the vow to the boss?
I have
Elf?
no allegiance to that man. This could be far more interesting than anything he has to offer.
What do you propose then? Elf.
We need time to study this. Go.
Oh, by the way, they were nice enough to give you guys shovels. Just
Oh, okay.
an
Do
FYI.
you add that to our inventory, or is it just kind of
No,
like...
you're borrowing them.
Okay, got it.
Why don't you go look at the smaller ones? This one requires more study.
I say we start digging it up. Who's with me?
Feel free to take a vote, other characters.
Wait, did he not swing on the thing?
No, he didn't hit it.
Oh, I kinda wanna see
We're basically, Pone and I are arguing, and I'm saying we dig it up, and he's saying he wants to study it.
Yeah, if
So-
y'all want, you could initiate a party vote.
that. I mean, I want to study that pike, but I guess no. He just kind of kicks some dirt and looks around.
What
You're-
say you, Master Halfling?
I just want to do, because stir up any trouble, you know, not striking a mythological giant plinth seems like the right thing to do. Don't strike it.
Okay, Anna, you're the tiebreaker.
We're digging it out. It's not like beating it. It's like
I don't want to touch it nonetheless. No food comes from messing with the demons.
Remember, you only get paid if you dig it up.
Well, you,
Exactly, and this is something you all should remember. And I will refrain from voting.
While they're talking, Orvis gets down on a knee and feels the ground that you said doesn't seem to have any mineral and such, and
Okay.
sees if like
Take another intuition check.
I lower myself. Can I
I've
lower
gotta get all
myself
this
next
out
to
of
the?
You are 99% sure this is perfectly safe, awesome farmland. This will be great when you drag it away.
But I see that the high elf kneels and digs in the ground, so I
didn't
take a
dig.
peek
That
myself.
was just my hand.
Be quiet there. So I'm just gonna put my own plumpy hand and roll intuition too.
Okay.
Floppy hand.
Plumpy.
Dude, don't judge.
Sausage fingers.
Don't judge. Some people have ploppy fingers. Don't. Congratulations.
Delicious.
Congratulations. It's dirt.
Oh.
I say we jig it up.
You don't like this place. I will say, to someone that's fairly in tune with nature, you really don't like any of this scenario. This is kind of weird. This mist is unnatural, and you don't like this at all.
Husband, I don't like this. As much as I'm upset with you, I still don't like this.
I agree with you, but the quicker it's done, the quicker we're out of here.
But what if something happens when we poke that stupid stone?
I will protect you with my massive dwarf muscles.
Yeah. I
Of
suppose
course, the
so.
brute relies on nothing but strength.
Them's fighting words.
I will turn.
Strong words for
I will-
someone who could be broken with a burp.
I will turn and face the elf, and attempt to intimidate him.
Oh my god.
Okay, what do you do?
Oh well, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So aside from a intimidation check, you just need more details, kind of thing.
Yeah, because it
Yeah, you have to distance.
determines how intimidating you are at the moment.
I'll move towards the dwarf, or I'll move towards the elf, growling the entire way, picking food out of my beard at the same time, and I will attempt to
I
shove.
think
I
I'm more
will-
disgusted than intimidated.
And I will shove the elf
Okay,
and say, "You Wozuk, you cross me again, and I'll break you in half."
roll an intimidate check. Pone, take a cool check. Pone, you get +10.
Can I separate them somehow?
After a second.
Okay, let's see here. To do this.
Not very cool.
Neither was he.
Okay. You try to be intimidating, Grimly, but
Food.
as crumbs are gradually dripping out of your beard, the elf can't help but not be very distracted by your lack of hygiene as opposed to anything, and he backs away from you, but you can tell from his face it's from a clear look of disgust and concern, not from fear.
All right. So who would like to dig this rune up and get paid?
Is there any intelligence in that skull of yours, dwarf? Or do your people only just act?
I speak coin and gold.
Can I approach and attempt charm to manipulate them away from fighting and agreeing on a common cause by saying, "Hey there now, boys! Please don't act like it was a football practice. I think we have a common quest in here, so how about we refrain from violence, or else I will have to become violent."
That would technically be intimidate, but I will allow a charm.
Thank you, you're the best.
Ooh. If y'all want to try and not do what she's asking of you, you can roll a cool check. Otherwise, just give in.
No, it's good. We are charmed, and let's put it to a party vote.
Well,
I disagree.
Well,
No,
too
you
bad.
fail.
She's way too charming. There's something
Damn it.
there's
You got
something
smashed,
there's
bro.
something about the unsettlingness of the situation. And after looking at the dwarf's truly grotesque display, seeing another elf, you kind of notice that her figure for an elf is actually fitting in a rather bizarre but pleasant way. And you find yourself moved by her proposal. At the very least, it's much nicer to look at her than it is to look at a creature that probably has a disgusting amount of mold somewhere in his beard.
Rotting meat. So should we vote as a party? So
You can, yeah. So take a party vote now, and I'm actually going to hold you guys to what you decide now.
Okay.
I think enough argument has been had.
yeah, I agree.
What,
digging
what
for
are
me.
the two sides?
So the sides seem to be either dig up at least start digging, see what happens, or don't dig up the stone, just leave it where it is and don't do your job
And not get paid.
and not get paid.
all right. Since I'm the only lady in the party, clearly,
And not all of you have to dig. It's just if you're willing to allow it being dug up. Like you can be on watch or something else if you don't want to be a digger.
Maybe we
Yeah.
should poke it. Or something
we should
or
poke
something.
it. I agree.
All right, we'll vote to poke it first then. All in favor of poking?
Yes.
Nay.
Me?
I don't want anything to do with that thing. I won't. I shan't poke. I will keep my hands in my pockets.
All right, Anna, you're the deciding vote.
I say we poke.
All right, somebody poke it. Who's going to be the brave soul?
I mean, I can whip it from far away.
I like how Giro whip it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Whip it good.
The most useful so far.
All right, roll a ballistic skill check to see how accurate you are with your whipping.
Move closer. There you go.
I don't have to move that close. Well,
Dude, Indiana Jones is
It,
shit.
I'll put it this way: if you want to be what your character would probably feel is a safe distance from a mysterious black stone that seems to be kind of ominous, roll a
what's my
ballistic skill
max
check.
distance?
Your mass distance is pretty decent.
It's like
Do it.
range 6.
So it's 6 yards.
Okay, 6 yards. Wait, what's the difference?
There's
Um,
3 feet to a yard. Those should be in yards. Sorry,
You're good.
Oh, definitely good.
I didn't bother fixing the measurements on this map because I wasn't expecting people to measure.
Surprise,
Step back
bro.
a little more. I mean, like, is there a little like, what is this little pentagram thing? Is it just on the?
Ignore
ground,
that.
or-
That's just part of the map.
Ooh.
I don't make my own maps. I have to find them online, so
do
they're
you
not
want
all
me to roll
perfect.
an attack, or do you...
Yeah, just roll a ballistic skill check, as if you were attacking. So just roll. Yeah, roll an attack with your whip. And let's see if you embarrass yourself or not.
Cut it the broadside of a barn.
I say we should.
Ooh, look at that. Oh, what a sad waste of a nat 1. Oh my god. That's 2 nat 1s this session.
Thrown the halfling at this tongue, but
That probably would have killed the halfling. Anyway, so you bring out your whip, and with a satisfying crack, it like wraps around a part of the stone and snaps so that not only does it break off a few shards, but as you pull away with such an incredible amount of skill, grace, and strength, not only is everyone fairly impressed at your amazing skill
there are
and
horses gnawing in the
and wondering
Most useful.
why you weren't helping with said whip during the fish crisis. The stone almost leans like an inch towards you, but nothing happens.
All right, let's go to a vote to dig it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah.
If
we
y'all like, sure.
absolutely should.
All right, that's 2 in favor of
There's
digging.
chunks that fly off.
Yeah, a few random bits broke off because of how hard you hit it. You hit it really fucking hard. Like you got a perfect
Guys,
hit.
I examined that
So-
soil, and I think we should give it a try.
Yeah, I vote too, so that's 3 votes.
Before we vote, I'm gonna go pick up one of the chunks. in the stone.
Cool.
Like,
It's a piece of rock.
it's just a rock.
It's just a rock.
Like I said,
There might be a cute little carving of like half a swirl on one side of it.
Those swirly carvings. That's
Can I use perception to kind of see if there's any change in the environment or like the setting
Yep.
of anything while you're doing all this?
Yeah, intuition if you're wanting to try and feel for like a more subtle change or something you would feel without actually using one of your 5 senses. If you're wanting to like actually look, then use perception or taste or whatever.
I'll do intuition.
Go lick
Intuition's
the ground.
fun.
Upon the crack, I would also like to see if the winds of magic is
Nah,
stirring.
nothing.
Balter, nothing's changed. Sure. Roll an intuition check, Bone.
in that case, I'm just gonna roll perception because everyone is looking around. So why not?
Oh, that's initiative.
I'll let you keep the roll. It's okay.
What do I notice?
Nothing different. Everything seems the same, Susan.
It's Sotek's way of saying just dig it up first.
Well, it's not me who's obstructing that.
I will whip out my shovel and attempt to begin to dig out the obelisk.
Wait till I hear what my result is.
Oh, okay, you're waiting for it. Yeah.
So okay. So this is
Okay, so whenever y'all take a check, I often will need to type the response because it's secret information.
Uh-huh.
So you'll have to give. If I'm quiet, that means I'm typing.
Mm.
Dude, that's a good little roll you had there, Pen.
Get back. After he whips it
Yeah, I whip it and
start
I'm up here just grabbing a stone like, oh yeah, well, it's just some rock.
Get back from the rock.
And I just like drop the rock and
Dark
scamper
magic.
over.
I can see dark magic stirring just beneath the base of the stone. It almost seems as if the stone is holding in the dark magic.
So,
And
is that your way of sharing the information with us?
Yeah, or 1 second. The second message here, like as in, like that, I can straight up just like tell.
Yeah, you can say that or something along those lines.
It appears that there's a curse upon this land here.
What kind of curse? What do you mean?
You have fucking no idea.
You're non. Well, I don't really know what the words would be. What would I call a non-wizard?
Someone. There are a lot of different ways to say that. There's not a word for it. It's not Harry Potter. You could say something along the lines of like those not gifted with the sight, or etc. etc.
Okay. You cannot see the sight, young Asrai.
Well, whatever, nerd.
Asrai. There is dark magic being locked down by this.
Turn, if you'd like, you could start digging.
I'll start digging.
If this is dug up, only dark things will happen, I assure you.
Alright.
Did you hear what he said, darling?
I will ignore the warnings of the High Elf and begin to dig.
Alright. Your shovel goes in. Your shovel.
I'm just like.
Everyone's gonna like.
Instantly back up.
Everyone's gonna like fucking shoot the dwarf in the back. Your shovel plunges deep into the earth, and
I stay because I love him.
and with a satisfied grunt, you pull it out and throw it aside, and nothing happens.
I'll continue to dig.
You continue digging.
And lick a piece of rotten meat from my beard as I'm doing so.
All right, you start to slowly make headway. As you continue digging, nothing happens.
I'd like to call to the rest of the party and say, "Get over here, you cowards, and help me." Lest I tell the dwarf.
You got it.
I'm just gonna be on the
Oh,
lookout.
don't worry, I'm gonna need my hands for cooking later. You just go ahead and keep on about the dirt.
I will continue to dig, but I'll also yell, "The dwarf's gonna hear about this."
Can I roll
You guys
a
suck.
check again?
What for?
Well,
Nothing.
maybe someone is trying to ambush.
Nothing has
That wasn't
changed.
happening. Maybe you didn't sleep that well last night.
You can roll it if you would like. I won't
No,
stop you.
I changed my mind. It's too late.
Is anybody gonna help the dwarf, or y'all just gonna let him do it by himself?
Yes, I will.
Very confident, man. I don't want to get in his way.
I'm sure you don't. Okay. Let me check for something real quick.
The dwarf will hear about
Oh,
this.
can I actually go and manipulate baby Goji?
Say what? Oh, you can try, but it'll be difficult because they have good reason not to want to do it.
Yeah, I'll try to anyway.
All right, what do you say to them to try and motivate them to help you?
Oh, I'm only gonna focus on because the mage obviously ran away down the stairs, and Halfling can't even hold the shovel without biting on it. So, let's. See.
They gave him one of those little plastic ones. It's okay.
He's probably sitting them. They're building. Like,
Yeah, he's making sandcastles.
My God.
Mister, my dear, as you could clearly see, nothing is happening. And you know, between you and I, the high elves, on the contrary to us, are really oversensitive. So I say, let's give it a try. You know, the coin is always useful. I'm rolling. Wait for it, baby Goji.
I mean, if Goji himself, if Gojira thinks that argument would work on his character, he doesn't need to wait for a roll. He could just be like, okay.
I do want the money. I've been eyeing something back at camp, and he looks back and he just remembers that majestic white mare just frolicking in the pen. He's like, oh yes. And then I'll just be like, well, I guess we can help a little bit.
Perfect.
together.
How amazing.
And just like,
how
but like
exciting.
being very, very, very careful as to like, and he looks at like every little bit of stone that he like, or every little crevice he digs in. He just like makes sure that there's not something creeping underneath it.
Stick
Is
the
the
toe off.
halfling just tumbling in the mud?
All right.
Orlovus looks over at the halfling and says, I'm amazed that the halfling seems to be the only one with a brain.
Well, I just really quite like your robe. It's quite clean and white. I do like it indeed. Yes, yes.
Wait, my robe's not. Wait, what? Did you just say color?
What color?
And don't forget, you have to take down the other stones too.
Yes,
No.
let's dig the scout.
All right.
Do we have to roll
So the
for
three of you, as you continue digging around the main stone, you slowly start to see that beneath the base of the stone, what was initially buried under the dirt, you start to see that there are actual carvings there that whoever scraped away the rest of them long ago didn't notice these. And you notice that if you continue to dig, you may unveil something underneath.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can I roll intuition to
I
try and
yell-
see what the fuck that is?
They're
Yeah,
pictures.
I yell over to the wizard. I'm like, there's strange carvings down here. You should probably come take a look.
I'm rolling though.
You really have a very unsettled feeling about you start to feel really queasy and very nauseous about A, being this close to this thing, and B, you feel like the lower you go, the worse it's getting.
I'm going to present my feelings to my dear spouse and say, darling, remember that one time when my hunch saved us from the road bandits?
I will respond by saying, how about we take a look and see if anybody recognizes the language?
Well, I just wanted to pull out that example to make a point that you should really believe my feelings. And I think that this is getting really bad.
Can anybody here understand the language, or is it just totally foreign?
No, it's super bizarre.
It's like archaic.
You're not even sure if there is any text because it's all so wavy and decorative.
My
Like
ornaments as well.
it could just be like lines. It's hard to tell what is what. The only thing you can tell apart are pictures. Like the three of you digging, you've uncovered a scene, like a series of images, but you can tell there's still more further down, or you can look at the one you've already uncovered.
What do the images depict?
So the image that you can see is you see a series of creatures, and they are large, brutish monsters to look upon. They're savage, gigantic things that have triangular-looking heads. But what's bizarre is that every single one of the head iconographies only have a single large eye. You do see that some of the images show that these creatures had some kind of city or structures around the lake you're currently hanging around, and they used to have large, crude towers. And you notice that one of the creatures is much larger than the rest, much larger. And judging from the creature's pendulous breasts, she is probably female. And while all the other creatures are bald, the female creature actually seems to have hair, and is carved to have these like long, tatty braids. To see the next image, though, you'll need to dig further down.
Do
Okay.
they have horns or any kind of how can we determine limbs and get some more details?
Does the woman have multiple breasts?
Just as many as you would expect. No more, no less.
Cow. Well, do they have horns?
No, they do not have horns.
Okay.
Well, I say let's call over that wizard, make him useful for once. Hey, wizard, mind coming over here?
I can see the dark magic just fine from here.
All right, you asked for it. As I approach, I say, but listen, you perfectly know we cannot do it without you, and you're the only one who can actually determine what we got ourselves into. I would really appreciate if you came over and took a look at those reliefs and carvings. Observe the check. Oh shit.
Pone, willpower check.
Fumbling failure.
Or cool check. Sorry, cool check.
I continue pleading, please, we're a team.
And I interrupt this whole entire situation to say, Miss myself, you just want to listen to her. You can see the winds of magic. What could she possibly see? I'm already scared, and all I can see is just dirt and dwarves and shovels and stuff like that.
So I'll roll a charm on that.
Sure.
Oh, halfling charm. I'm
Ah.
excited.
And don't worry, Goji, I've been testing regularly.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I would assume that we both resist her charm.
You
I
resist.
resist her charm attempt here, right?
Yes, you resisted hers. Walter, what were you trying to charm him to do?
Counter her charm towards him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're
Ryan,
you're
and I thought we were.
Be still.
you're definitely moved more by Walter than by Susan. So the other two of y'all, do y'all want to dig down to the next
Each
image?
to their own.
I'll suggest. Yeah, I see. I'm gonna keep digging. I don't care what you flabber lips be talking about over there.
All right, dig away.
If we
I
had more
kinda
time to
start,
study the object.
Like, I'll dig up a little bit after that, and then I'll start backing away.
I'll keep digging, 'cause-
All right, Susan, are you?
I walk back because
Like,
All right, y'all make it down to the next image before Milan starts to back away. The next scene depicts some sort of war party raiding a village of small round huts and carrying loots and prisoners that look to be human away from them. To the far right of this image, you see the bloated female creature brandishing the heads of slain prisoners over the waters of the lake you stand next to. And above the waters of said lake, you can see that those who carved this stone have a strange, indistinct impression of a monstrous horned head.
How much further down do we have to dig to knock this thing over?
A little bit more. There seems to be another row of images waiting for you. You've dug down about 4 feet.
okay, I will attempt to char my Dumbas because clearly he's charging head on into danger. Darling, I really don't feel well about those images, and even you can clearly interpret them. There's nothing good waiting for us here, and I don't argue the point of money, but I really think we should return to the camp and perhaps inform someone about that, or at least see if anyone knows anything about that. I'm rolling. You got that?
I mean, you've already come this far.
Yeah. I say we keep digging.
Ooh,
Not gonna need some petty
Excuse me.
superstition.
that's a pretty convincing charm check.
Okay, so do I.
So
Well,
you
I just
you
don't
roll
wanna
you
ignore it.
you roll a cool check if you want to ignore it.
Okay. Come on, don't you guys want to fight something? Jesus. Alright, let's see.
I'm just trying to be reasonable here.
Do I get a modifier
No,
for being a stubborn dwarf?
no, because she's also your lover.
No.
So too bad.
Okay.
No, you are charmed. She puts up a very convincing argument.
And I'm gonna shout from across on the other side of the field here.
Master Dwarf, are you gonna let an elf tell you how to live and do your vows? This is a grudge, sir, a vow. You made a promise to another dwarf to dig this site up.
I mean, you've dug that far. Why can't you just do the rest?
Besides, no dwarf leaves a stone unturned or a job unfinished, sir.
Man, y'all are like a bunch of douchebags. What are you doing?
I am back to the halfling. Well, why are we?
Oh, success!
Is there a way to like, I'm not trying to charm. Well, I guess I'm trying to charm. I'm just trying to also add on to Walter's like instigation of him just continuing to.
Okay. Turin,
Yes.
you can side with either of them based on how you think Grimly would respond.
Can Grimly just ignore both of them and be a gold-hungry dwarf and dig the treasure?
I mean, that can be what your personal motivation is to do so, to go with Walter, but you would be picking Walter's side in that case.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
So, like, I mean,
the treasure is falling.
what really happens though if we don't dig this? Like, don't we just have to go back to the camp and everything? Just-
Yeah, well, you could dig up just the smaller stones. That would be fine. There's nothing malefic about them. They still need the smaller stones removed.
So the smaller stones are the ones like surrounding us, like those obelisk shapes.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys think the symbols represent? I mean, I feel like it's just like orcs or some.
I mean,
Well, I
I
guess we're-
I feel like a demon
chaos.
of
Yeah.
Slaanesh
Yeah, I
is
think it's
getting
more.
human sacrifices.
Yeah, it's much more malicious than just orcs. And by the way, bring me the charger, please.
Yeah, also, orcs don't have titties, so. You know,
What?
Yeah.
I have played plenty of Blood Bowl. There's definitely
Blood Bowl's not canon.
Blood Bowl is a different universe.
Yeah, orcs actually don't have females.
Or
Yeah.
titties.
Yeah.
Well,
Hashtag black iron.
Those are just suspicious mushroom growths. Don't worry about it.
at this
I got
point,
like-
I absolutely
I got
stopped
like 5 or 10
caring
more minutes.
because clearly I'm the only voice of reason here right now.
Did someone just peel out?
Yeah, probably.
No, that was someone really
Was
hit
that
the
Italian
brakes.
screaming?
No, someone.
Why would you listen to me?
I think there was like just now an accident happened or something. But anyway, to important matters.
Yeah, being.
I think I stopped caring because my husband is clearly just. I have no words. I have no words, and this halfling,
You
halfling stirring the
You.
pot.
I will call to the halfling and be like, if you want to dig it up so bad, why don't you come over here and help me? halfling?"
Quite fine from over here, Master Dwarf. Quite fine from over here. Yes, sir. Right by this this nice fancy elf.
I'll
What do you
approach
think?
I'll approach the halfling and try and intimidate him by grabbing him by his shoulders and saying, "You're gonna help me dig, halfling."
Oh dear.
Can I use a stealth check to like stealth away from him?
There's nowhere to stealth to. He knows he can see you.
he's holding
He's a
you.
dwarf.
If you're gonna talk the big talk, you're gonna help me, halfling.
Just be brave,
Um,
halfling.
Oh, okay. Or,
You could flee. I mean, that would be fine.
I could have got that, and he's the same size as me.
But aren't halflings even slower than dwarves?
They're the same.
No, they're the same
Yeah,
speed.
speed. But he doesn't have flee, so he couldn't catch
But
him.
yeah, fleeing gives you a bonus to running away, though.
So do I do my check, or does he have to decide what he wants to do first?
No, you can go ahead and roll it. It might modify what he does. If you're
If you're
t-
modifier to intimidate since it's a halfling.
perhaps, but it's not something I'm gonna.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. Based on how things have been going, give yourself a plus 20.
Alright.
He succeeded because of the plus 20.
So would I roll a cool check on this?
Yeah.
I wanna
So you'll
resist this?
So you'll roll a cool check in response.
I'll also lick the food out of my beard again.
Oh my
Stop
God.
stop doing that.
Why is there all this food in your?
How much food can one?
You can only have so much, Turin. It's not.
Dude,
It's not.
so-
beards are massive.
It is not a
so-
magic bag.
I offer him a young. So I'm going to offer him a young stir pike steak while I say, "Oh, Master Dwarf, I see. I have some food left in your beard. So how's about this? I will give you some additional food."
Wait.
You-
Roll a cool check first.
Oh, this is part of my cool check. I thought I was trying to like.
No. A cool check. A cool check is more
He
like
doesn't pull out a
your
steak,
character's
he's like,
visceral reaction. What you're trying to do is
Well,
okay. So you're
Probably
totally.
go fuck yourself, dwarf. Go back to jigging, and I'll hang out here with me high elf white road friend.
"What
That
do you-"
is an appropriate response based on the roll that I see here.
My robe's purple.
Can I attempt to grab the halfling and drag him to the pit?
Sure.
I flee.
Roll a weapon skill check. Just roll pure weapon skill. Pwn, or actually roll a.
Me.
Sorry, not pwn. So Italian, you can either roll a parry check or a dodge check, and Turin roll a melee basic or melee brawl. A melee brawl check.
Can I just exchange knowing glances with Pawn?
Yeah.
So I don't do melee basic. It's brawl.
Yeah, do melee brawl because you're not trying to use an axe to get him to do what you want him to do.
And there's no modifier, right?
No modifier.
Well, this is very uncalled
It's
for.
a fail. The halfling slips through my clutches.
Maybe. If he rolls a 100, he won't.
Yeah, no, he's fine.
And remember, you can use a reroll if you want, Turin.
No, it's fine. I mean,
Okay, yeah, the halfling easily evades your grasp and slips under and dances down to the bottom of the stairs.
Does he do a backflip over Pwn?
I don't think he would make it, so I think we're just going to say he twiddledees down to the bottom of the stairs.
I will grumble angrily and waddle back to the tomb,
Slippery and
cursing
buttery
with my
like
shovel.
oil.
and begin to dig again.
I'm not helping him anymore.
All right, you make it down to the next image. The next row of images depicts further raids and profane rites. A great beast, nearly 4 times the size of all the other creatures you've seen inscribed so far, accompanies these monsters, resembling a giant lizard with 4 pairs of colossal legs. Jagged, carved patterns like bolts of lightning emanate from its eye sockets, striking down helpless humans crying out for mercy.
Is this the final?
There
the
is
final one?
one more, but the stone's starting to tilt because you've removed most of its foundation.
So right now, Grimly is the only one who sees that since we all backed away. Yes?
Yep.
I haven't seen any of these.
Yeah, Grimly, you're the only one who's aware of those.
I'm gonna start peering, just kind of like over, seeing what he's doing. It's like,
Ryan, move your halfling doing backflip somewhere down from those.
Yeah, the obelisk is starting to noticeably be moving. Like it's starting to tip over because it's not being held up anymore. If you dig, don't worry, your characters will naturally move out of the way.
Does the magic look like it's seeping out more?
Nope, it's still anchored.
Okay.
Okay. At this point, yeah, I guess my character. I'm gonna keep digging.
Okay.
I'm committed. I gave my word.
It's about noon now. You've spent a good portion of the day because you've been digging by yourself while your party just sits around being nervous and twiddling their thumbs.
Yeah.
So you dig down to the final scene. The final row of images depicts the death and burial of the bloated female creature. The one-eyed creatures are gathered about her body, clawing the sky with their outstretched arms. She is then interred in the ground beside a great lake. A familiar tall obelisk is erected to mark the place of her burial.
oh,
1 second. And it's starting to charge.
an obelisk similar to this one.
Yeah, it looks fairly reminiscent.
Smells like a man cave here.
Oh my.
At this point, I'll call back to the party and say, "Would any of you like to take a look before we dig it up?"
No, you're on your own. You're so stubborn, and you know what? You had made me a promise before you promised anything to that dwarf, so don't count on me.
Out of curiosity, I approached.
And
to
I'll tell
begin
the
to see the
dwarf, I'm like,
scriptures.
I don't think we should take this up. At least not this one. I mean, see that big whatever the midget that they buried. That looks like the obelisk that we're digging up right now.
Orvis, while looking at the pictures, finally fascinating. It would seem that there's a possibility that if this stone is removed, we may unleash what appears to be a demon.
So wait,
I think that the word demon is a very bad word.
I just
and,
imagine
it is
the
not synonymous with chicken, which is a very good word.
I just imagine the dwarf like suddenly wearing like a jersey from some indescript sports team and one of those hats that has the straws with the 2 beer cans and being like, "Ah!" I'm just charging this stuff over.
The whole point. I have to be that guy. It's a stupid thing. All right. I will grumble and say, "I'm not gonna break my words on behalf of the warnings of a high elf," and I'll keep digging.
There's no digging left to be done. If you want to knock
so I
it, if you want to knock it over, you'll need to do a strength check to.
No,
in-
before he does that, I attempt to charm him again and talk him out of that.
And we're gonna wrap this up in just a minute because Italian's got to go in just a minute.
Yeah. So
How dare you, Ryan.
here's my charm. What on earth are you doing? Are you blind? Can't you not? Can you not see those pictures? Can't you? I thought you could read, or at least interpret graphics.
Well, no, I
Do
can
you
let her
really want to represent human?
Dude,
Go right over there.
you're getting fucking scorched today.
Orlovis puts his hand on the door's shoulder.
Okay, this could go really bad.
Like,
You're not kidding, but while
Sotek.
putting my hand on the door's shoulder, Orlovis says, "Why don't you try to relax just a moment, dwarf?" And I attempt to cast sleep on him.
Ooh.
Okay,
Oh.
what about my charm?
I think unfortunately the elf's just making a move. All right.
So he does that right before I even like respond in any way.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to channel first, Pone, or do you just want to roll it?
Channel first.
Okay. So roll a channel check.
How do I do that?
I saw the halfling creep up.
You roll a channel check. It's a skill you have.
Yeah, you get your skill and roll it. You're just gonna like blow yourself up, dude.
Yeah,
Nah,
you
he'll-
gotta
he'll-
touch the dwarf and then
He'll
just
probably
kinda
he'll
fly
probably
off
be
it.
fine.
Probably an advanced skill.
So yeah, you'll roll a channeling check, and if you succeed. Oh wait, you know what? No, you don't need to roll a channeling check for this. It won't help. Channeling just makes spells faster to cast. So
Channeling anyway.
okay,
I'm so weak.
so well we'll talk about channeling later. All right, sleep. So to cast sleep, it has a casting number of 0. Pretty straightforward. And you are touching him, so you can do it. So do you remember how to cast?
Nope.
Okay, so what you do is you and me really need to sit down and go over all these so you can memorize them.
Yeah, I tried talking to you today.
Well, I needed a nap.
I'll talk to you right after this.
All right,
stream.
make a language magic test. And you need to have at least a 0 for your success level. It's in the bottom right of your skills.
And with no modifier, right?
No modifiers. Yep, it's just a flat check. Actually, no. If you want, Pone, if you would
He
like,
failed.
Pone, if you would like, you can tap into that dark magic that's bolstered to the stone, and it will give you the power necessary to cast the spell. It may or may not have an adverse effect.
No.
Okay, so you touch the dwarf's arm, and dwarf, you have a very bizarre feeling after the elf touches you, and your beard immediately bristles out, like someone has like shocked you a little bit, and you feel very irritable, as if there's like flies or gnats around you for half a second before the feeling fades, and
Okay.
there's definitely a correlation between the elf touching you and whatever just happened.
So I don't necessarily know that he tried to put me to sleep, right?
Well, except for he was casting, so he was speaking out loud in a language you don't understand.
And so it's pretty obvious that he.
It's
tried to
it's
make-
fairly obvious.
Would he know the difference between
Wait,
elf talk and magic talk?
No, but he would know the difference between someone touching him while talking a weird language and someone touching him while and nothing happening, and someone touching him while talking a weird language, them finishing talking, and then he randomly feels a very strange urge that fades because he's dwarven and stubborn.
Well, he wouldn't know that I was trying to cast a spell though, because he's not a spellcaster.
I'll put it this way: he's not completely retarded, so he could probably put 2 and 2 together.
He's a 300-year-old war veteran. He probably has heard some spells in his life. So how deep is this pit?
You say that, but you're level 1.
About I would say it's not like a pit. It's more like a slope, but it goes down to about 5 feet to the base of the stone.
Okay. Well, and if I hit Pone with my weapon, it'll obviously maybe kill him. So I don't want to do that.
Punch him in the face.
You could punch him in the face without the intent to kill.
Okay.
There is a special rule for hitting someone without wanting to kill them.
Can you use weapons and not intent to kill? Or
You can, but it's advised generally not to.
Because you can accidentally kill.
Yeah, because you can accidentally still kill someone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll attempt to.
You can do that. like no matter what.
I will yell, treacherous Wazok, and I'll attempt to punch him.
This party,
Not
these
the
party
goal.
dynamics are great. I'm blaming Italian for all of this.
Dude, just my underhanded actions in the background. Just
Been deliberately
manipulating.
trying to piss everybody off.
It's like
Uh,
whoa, calm down, guys.
Hold on.
We all kill each other, and then it's just like, ooh, goody, some loot.
I was just trying to keep them digging.
Loot and food.
All right, let me hold on a sec. Let me find the
tastier than a nice set of human toast to eat.
where is it? Hit locations, opposing a melee check,
Guilty.
death blows.
I don't want a death blow. I don't want to kill him.
I know. I'm just reading them out as I see them.
Because he wasn't trying to hurt me either. So,
On the
you know.
defensive, shooting into melee,
Although an actual dwarf probably would try and kill you.
Yeah. Like,
grappling,
you put your hand on a dwarf's shoulder, he just pulls out his axe, chops your head off right then.
Yeah,
Limiting
but an actual
advantage.
spellcaster would have put you asleep.
Calling yourself a failure?
Well, you can
I've
only
done
blame
nothing
yourself
but
for.
fail.
So can I toss him in the pit?
yes, that would be different. That would literally be picking him up and throwing him. If you want, you can just punch him in the face. Oh, here we go, pulling your
Yeah,
blows.
let's just do the punch. It's simpler.
All right.
Sensible. Maybe
With
a
that in
couple
mind,
wounds will put him in his
you
place.
may ignore critical hits. Okay.
I see.
Oh, yeah, you can do it with your blade if you want, but pulling because he has such a low amount of wounds, even using your blade, it's actually you wouldn't crit him. So yeah. Yeah, you could even hit him with your slap him with your axe if you want. You wouldn't use the sharp end. You
Yeah.
would use the non-sharp end.
Yeah, we'll do an axe slap. We'll do
All right.
an axe slap.
If
Yeah,
I wanted
roll
to
up.
intervene, what would be a way to do
You
that?
can Indiana Jones the axe out of my hand.
Yeah, can I do that?
No, not yet. Roll a melee basic. Pwn, you can either try to dodge or parry.
Boy, as much as my parry skill, guess I'll try to dodge.
Well, your staff is defensive, so it gives you a plus 10% chance, I believe. But that might not. I believe your weapon skill is still absolute trash. So
Yeah, I'm not known for.
And no
All right.
modifier for me, right?
yeah, no modifiers at all.
Okay.
Oh,
Did mine roll?
Oh, okay.
I just fail as is. Oh god.
All right. Turin turns and swings his axe, and Alrivas expertly, using the higher ground to his advantage, just slides out of the way, and the axe just kind of slaps with a dull thud into the dirt where the elf was standing.
Okay.
All
At
I
this...
said was relax, Master Dwarf.
And I'm like, whoa, calm down there. And I like,
Oh, God, this-
I grab.
Hold on,
This is the
hold on.
worst party ever.
Give the
We can't even
situation.
dig a hole.
Yeah. Give
The
the
whole
situ-
gonna unleash a demon. What
That's
is
fun though.
give the situation a moment to de-escalate, Gojira, before you go Indiana Jones up in here.
Well, the moment of Indiana Jones has passed.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. If anything, it would be right after he swings at him, right? It'd be like,
Did you guys notice that?
oh no, I
Goji
just
has
want to
kinda
get
like
it
a
out of his
voice like
hand.
Gob-
Oh, hit him.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have the fourth. So all it needs is a strength check. So, in a bout of rage of missing his blow, I shall charge the obelisk to try and bull rush and knock it over.
You're just gonna damn your party.
Immediately back up.
All right.
What infectious, I believe?
Hey, don't know spoilers, Sotek. It could be something innocent.
I'm not saying whether or not that actually is what it
Damn
is.
party.
Yeah, he's just damned.
Yeah, I'm sure those huge monsters are.
All right, you are too close to charge it.
Yeah, I'm
so
just gonna shove
yeah,
it.
what I'll let you do, you can just run up to it and do a strength check. You will need to pass by a certain amount of degrees in order to successfully push it over.
And if people are helping me, then
Oh, it'd be
Yeah.
way easier. Way easier.
let's see if
Well-
my jacked dwarf can do it. So strength check.
Yep. Remember,
Modifier?
you're at minus 10% because you're tired.
Fatigued. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, so I'm probably gonna fail horribly. It's gonna like fall on me and kill me. Okay, great.
And you can re-roll if you would like, but yeah, that's not going to do it.
Yeah, but that is it gonna fall on me, or is something bad? Can something bad happen from such checks, or?
I will not tell you until you decide whether or not to use your re-roll.
Why
Okay.
don't you use your not fake but fortune point?
Well,
I have-
yeah, that is the fortune points are re-rolls.
Well, and we're about to end the session anyways, right? So.
Yeah,
That's true. You can use that to your advantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
No, you cannot re-roll a re-roll, just so everyone's on the same page. So if you
Yeah,
fortune
yeah.
point something, whatever you get, you're done. Let's see. That would have been -10 for being tired, but
Oh, okay.
the dwarf charges forward, and using the little bit of momentum he can pick up on the slope, he slams his shoulder into the obelisk, and with a horrible, eerie sound of just a lot of dirt being suddenly moved, it starts to pick up speed as it begins to fall over. And with a horrific, resounding crash, it slams into the ground, and we'll stop there for tonight.
Oh. Yes.
Anticipation.
See, now that next episode's gonna be fun and exciting.
Yeah,
all gonna
thanks,
die.
Nicholas.
We're just gonna die because of your ignorance, dwarf.
So just spoiled the grudge.
You've literally ended the campaign.
You've killed the campaign session 2.
Pone, or, not Pone, who are you? Turin. Turin, you will take, you're gonna take an additional fatigued, so you're gonna be at
Pushing
minus,
all day, right?
yeah, well, because you've been working your ass off all day,
Great.
with,
Useless.
like,
Useless.
no, and you just forced over a big obelisk by yourself, so,
Sure.
so you're not gonna get an additional -10. What I'm gonna do instead is that even if you rest, you're still gonna be fatigued tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. No problem.
Our only fighter in the party is going to be useless.
Nah, it's still funny.
All right, and that's where we're stopping.
Yay!
Good job.
Sotek, I'm
We are
gonna
so
draw you a new
dysfunctional.
thumbnail.
Yeah, we are very just.
Oh, I'm so excited, Anna.
Yeah? You
Yeah,
like that?
dude, if we get
Because-
if we got a unique thumbnail for every like session, I would be so happy.
Yeah, we got it.
And
Awesome.
for Christmas we got her like one of those like drawing pads. The
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so she can do the thumbnail.
I'm not even good at drawing, and I want one of those.
Yeah, I'm not good either, but you know, it's a little fun.
No, I would describe you as at least good. I am like I would trust Chloe to draw better than me with her just scratching at a
Do we
pad.
get
Yeah,
experience
of
before
course,
we leave?
of course, you get experience before you leave.
Okay.
All right, so
Yay.
everybody gets. If I can find the thing. All right, everybody's gonna get. Everyone gets 100 points of experience. For reasons that I will. Y'all get a very good amount of experience for. Actually, you know what? 75 experience, just because this session was a little shorter. So
So I get bonus for doing all the work.
no.
No.
You get
This is out with being stupid.
y'all all get 50 experience for role playing really well, because I enjoyed everyone's characters a lot this session, and then you get 25 experience for knocking over the most important of the ogham stones, which we will
Yeah, you
find
guys
out.
are welcome.
Which we'll find out the repercussions of that next time.
Hell yeah, we get to find something
Getting
cool.
that-
You're
getting
welcome.
that ex-
Here's a demon.
Yeah, no joke. Oh my
That's
god,
gonna
it's
be-
It's Corn himself!
See, that would be the best way to end it, just fighting some big iron
Yeah,
demons.
just die in a blink of an eye. Wow.
A beam
Like-
of light goes up
like,
and just
yeah.
destroys the vortex that's
Yeah, while we are
stopping
all
the
level
demon horde
one.
invasion.
Yeah, you think it's like an angel coming down, and then it's just a fat nurgle demon that just plops down in front of us.
I hope it's a Slanesh demon, just a fucking monstrosity. Oh my god. See, that's gonna be fun as hell, though.
Good job, everyone. That was super.
At least it'll be interesting. Nick.
I look forward to when one of the player I can definitely tell this is a party that has good potential for player characters to kill each other, which will be glorious.
Oh my god.
I don't want to
Can't
kill.
we just get
Yeah, I don't wanna kill.
along?
Not yet. You don't. Not
I'm
yet.
not-
You don't.
I can't wait to start stealing from you guys.
Why don't you haven't tried yet? Why not?
I'm gonna be
Because like
ideal.
Maybe he has tried and you just haven't seen the rolls yet. Has that occurred to you?
That would be awesome. Well, I have
How
like
about
a.
we kill the
I have, like, a
halfling
candle.
and become friends henceforth?
The halfling's being fucking like that creepy
Yeah,
little
he's
like
Palpatine.
fucking miniature.
Palpatine? No, he's like a fucking kibble in your shoe, or like a.
Well,
over
I'm just trying to like
one-size
override
steroid
anytime
in your ass.
Anna.
Dude, the
It's
halfling
more
did a
fun for me,
backflip and dodged me. That was nuts.
Yeah, dude.
I was just gonna drag him to the pit and have him dig.
I
with
thought
I was
you
gonna,
were
I was gonna
siding
like
with
whip
me,
your
Ryan.
arms away from him.
No,
if
you wanted to
grabbed him.
pull in the high elf. I would side with what elf? I don't understand what a wolf is. To me, a wood elf is like, what do you mean? What elf? You're a high elf. I don't get it. What does that
No.
mean?
Just
So I
it's
would
one-
side
All right,
with the
all
high
right.
elf.
I'm gonna turn off the recording now. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye.